every day.
What's the motherfucking deal? Want to shout out to all mi amigos in the den. I hope y'all are well. I hope all is good. I know it's quite late, or much later than the usual time, but first and foremost, like the proper introduction. Welcome to the Kush Den. If you're not familiar with the Kush Den is a 420 friendly conversation and community. Even if you're not 420 friendly, if you don't smoke, you can pour yourself up a nice adult beverage. Even if you don't drink, pour yourself up a nice warm glass of milk, sit back, relax, hop in the chat, and contribute your discussions. Yeah, it wasn't going to be, man. It was just last minute. I've been working on some things, and we'll discuss some stuff later on in the den. But I had to make a couple of little hardware upgrades. Hopefully, it'll make the streams look a little bit better, and some other things we got to work on. But I still got some stuff to do. I've barely finished, so I haven't tweaked anything yet. But we'll see how it pans out in some future stuff. Actually, let me clean this up just a little bit here. Let's see how that looks. I'll make that look a little bit better. And again, welcome to the Kush Den. I have a nice cold glass of agua myself. The nectar of the gods. But tonight in the Kush Den, man, we're going to talk about fear and how you can overcome fear, how you can utilize fear to motivate yourself into being successful in a multitude of ways. So there's plenty to talk about. Like I say, man, it was quite a bit of a day to me for me today, and so I apologize to anybody who may have been looking forward to some sauce, but there was just none available for me. I didn't have the juice, and hopefully we'll make it through a nice Kush Den. So if I'm a little bit off kilter, I apologize. But good thing is today I did do a couple of things, so I have some upgrades and some improvements on the way for the streams, for the podcast, for everything, to get some better quality going on overall. But fear, man, fear can be a debilitating thing. It can keep you from living your best life. It can keep you from executing in crucial moments. It can keep you from taking advantage of opportunities. And you're absolutely right, Joshua. Fear is a figure of your imagination, just a particle, just a thought. I mean, think about it. Fears are simply bad ideas. I mean, really, and not in the sense of an idea of, hey, let's do this, but you just putting bad ideas in your head, because most fears have no foundation, and people just take it and they speculate about the possibilities of what could be, but have never been, what really are. What's the motherfucking deal, DeMarcus? Hope you're having a good one. Y'all pardon me, because I'm going to eat this little snack in the background while y'all not paying no attention to me, as I fear. I don't even have the bot open, man. I'm glad you did that. Let's get the bot open. Okay, like I say, man, it's just a little bit of a day. I'm a little bit off today, but we're gonna get it all right. We're gonna power all back up. But my thing is, oh damn, I need to take this Honcho's Big Adventure thing off of here, because today was supposed to be the day, if things would have come to fruition, that was supposed to be. They did not come to fruition, but I was well aware of that, earlier in the week, so no big deal. But again, fear is just thoughts that you create, thoughts that you allow to overwhelm you, but they have no basis in reality. Now, some fears may arise from prior experiences. They may arise from things that you may have done, but those fears are simply because you didn't make maybe the right moves in a previous situation in which you allowed fear to overtake you. Absolutely. Absolutely, fear is caused by doubts. Matter of fact, let me take this shit out. Fucking hair everywhere. Fucking finally took them hoes down. I don't even know why I got headphones on because I ain't listening to shit. Crazy honcho shit. But again, you know, fear is caused by doubt. Fear is a figment of your imagination. It can be a lack of experience in a certain area of your life, and you know, you can allow that to prevent you from moving forward. So you just have to realize that a lot of this is nothing. And I mean, I kind of mentioned the other day, you know, I talked about how excuse me, I was talking about how I fight myself, or I was at war with myself, and it's been a civil war with myself I've been having for quite some time. And knowing that I have all the abilities, the talent to do anything that I put my mind to, but then there's always this side that doubts, and that doubt is that fear. And it's like, it's not that I'm physically afraid of anything. I don't know, you know, if it's these thoughts that I fabricate in my mind or whatever it may be. But yes, money problems can put doubt in people because we're such a money-driven society, you know. Do like belly. I don't like that. I don't like that there. I have to drop a dime on him. But yeah, give it a second. The bot got to boot up. You know, the bot rusty dusty. It take a second to boot up. But again, like I say, man, so if you have fears, if you're going through things in your life, if there are doubts that are hindering you from taking that next step in life, how do you overcome it? You know, we know what fear is. We realize that fear is it's a figment of our imagination. It's not a real thing. It doesn't truly exist. But how do we overcome it? I mean, you still doesn't, you know, we know it doesn't exist. We know it's not real. We know it's a doubt. We know that it's imaginary. But how do we stop it? How do we prevent fear from finding its way into our thought processes? How do we stop it once it begins? How do you prevent fear from even rearing its head, you know, period, at all? What opportunities, what abilities do you have to keep it from happening? And what you have to realize is, on the other side of that fear is, you know, it's you, there's fear, but the fear, which is not a real thing, is just a name for this feeling. But on the other side of that feeling is a thought process. And that thought process is the unknown, the unfamiliar, you know. And again, it could be a prior situation that took place in your life, and you may be afraid of it happening again. But again, if you don't execute or you don't do what needs to be done, of course it'll happen again if you react to it in the same manner. So again, what do you do to prevent that? How do you stop what happens on the other side of the fear? Once the fear rears its head, once the fear shows up, how do you stop that? How do you prevent that from continuing to happen? Well, you have to change the thoughts. You have to change the feeling on the other side of the fear. You have to turn fear into excitement. You can't make it. What's the motherfucking deal, Tenny? You can't let fear overwhelm you. You can't let fear consume you. You have to turn it into a different feeling, because once you let that feeling attach itself to you, then it's kind of a downhill process from that. What you have to do is find a way. You know, usually it's negative thoughts. So let's say of it's the first day at a new job. Okay? Absolutely. It's just like quicksand. But say it's the first day at a new job and you're nervous, or maybe you're looking to venture out into something you've never done before. Let's not say a new job. That's not the best one. You're worried about if I don't do this, or I'm trying to find a good example because there's different types of fear. And so I want to make sure. First day of high school. Okay. Your first day of high school. Let's make this a live exercise. What is the fear that you had on your first day of high school, or some of you your first day of college, or your first day of whatever that it may be? What is the fear that you had to deal with? I remember in high school, well, one, already being one of the bigger kids there. Shit, I probably stopped growing in fucking 8th grade and shit. Already being one of the bigger kids there, they used to always say, oh, in high school they'll beat you up in freshman day and all this other stuff. Or freshman week. I didn't have to deal with freshman week. I was picking on upperclassmen freshman week. When I caught there was gonna be no thickness. When I caught motherfuckers fucking with my partners, we end up jumping on them for fucking freshman week. We wasn't having that shit. One motherfucker tried to stick me for freshman week. And I forgot we was in one class. This nigga was like old already. Like, nigga, you like a 5th year senior. This ain't college. And this nigga tried to stick me, stuck me in my chest. I was like, nigga, that's what you coming with? Like, come on, guy. But, it was what it was. We was in class, so I ain't really turn it up in class. It wasn't no big deal. But you say your fear was just a huge move from middle to high school. All right, appreciate the subscription, T. Tyler. Good to see you again. But the thing about it is, okay, from the transition from middle school to high school, so that was your fear. Was it the fact that you had to start over from the beginning? Once you had kind of found yourself, once you're in middle school, you find your way to the top, 8th grade or whatever. Now you the head, you're not the head honcho. I'm the head honcho, the head honcho. But you find your way on the top of the pecking order and then have to start over again. You're going into an atmosphere where there's so many things going on that you're not always, you're not familiar, you're uncomfortable. Well, my thing is that you have to look at it like this. You could be nervous. You start thinking about all the bad things that can scare the payment. Well, that's the fear that I don't think ever goes away. That's just one. You could change the fear of paying bills as into the fear of paying bills. I guess is better than the fear of not being able to pay bills. So you were just nervous because I wanted to fit in with others you didn't know. And what would have been the negative if you didn't fit in, because what it is with fear, like I say, there's these thoughts on the other side of fear, and that's what creates what helps fuel that fear. And what you really honestly have to do, the point that I'm getting to, is that you have to change those thoughts. So if the thought is, I'm afraid I'm going to lose friends when I go to high school because they might start hanging with other people, or I'm afraid something negative is going to happen. You have to find a way to twist those things, because 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen. And if it does, oh, well, you have to turn those negatives into positives, because I don't know why, but as human beings, we always lean towards the negative. First, let me fix this chair. There we go. Sit up a little bit. But we always look for the negatives. You have to turn those negatives into positives, change those thoughts. And that's why I say you have to turn fear into excitement, into an embrace of possibility, of adventure, don't sit and look at it as all the bad things that could occur, because again, none of those things generally ever happen. Or if they do happen, it's because you willed your way towards those things. It's because you've willed your way towards those things. And your subconscious actions will will make those things occur because you'll put yourself in that realistic position. Now, speaking of subconscious and crazy shit, I tell y'all all the time about dreams, or not all the time, but sometimes we talk about crazy ass dreams I had. So I have to tell y'all about my crazy ass dream from last night. And this is why you don't get on the gram. That's why I say I believe there's no proving me any different that dreams are based off your subconscious and the experiences that you've had or your thoughts or whatever it may be. Last thing I looked at before I went to bed last night was and you have to change your perspective on your situation. Absolutely. And yes, I'm drinking clear lean. That's what I'm drinking. But last thing I looked at before I went to bed was, well, one of the last things was a post on Instagram by Slim Thug. Now, I tell y'all, I really don't follow a lot of rappers. I've really cleaned up my gram as far as who I follow, because any information you receive has an impact on you, whether you want it or not. If you read something, or if I was to ask a question, you would think about it, even if it was something you really didn't want to fucking think about. That's just the way things work. I could say some off the wall ass shit, and I'm not gonna do it because it's an easy way to somewhat manipulate people. But so the last thing I looked at before I went to bed was Slim Thug's Instagram, and what he posted was a very interesting limbo contest. Now, there were a few contestants in the limbo contest, but it didn't get very far because let's see, no, give me out if you take yourself. Yeah, I'd like to see that happen. Anyway, it was like a beach setting, and drank clear lean and disappeared. It was a beach setting, and there were people in their beach attire, young ladies in their bathing suits, some of them a bit more revealing than others. And as they went through the little limbo line, as they went through the little whatever, first started off as a gentleman. He went and he got up under the bar. Second in line was a young lady in a black bathing suit. And it was somewhat tightly fitting. Now, from the initial appearance, it didn't seem like it was as tight as it was, but as the young lady, I don't know if she was that young anyway, but got to getting under the bar, the crotch of her bathing suit snapped open and released the snapper. Yes. Yes, there was a little bit of Fergburger going on the gram. But that's not what I had a dream about. I didn't have a dream about her or that. That's just the last thing I saw. A party environment, a Slim Thug post, and so that's just kind of the last little conscious input that I had before I went to bed. Now, I don't know how long I was sleeping having the dream, because, dream time, we've all seen Inception. It's a different deal. Dream time is like 4 times or 10 times. I don't even know. Well, fuck it. I don't even. It's been so long since I've seen Inception. I'm making up some shit. But anyway, so why the fuck did I dream that I was partying at Slim Thug's house for like almost, I know it was at least several days, possibly weeks at a time, but I don't want to say weeks, but it was a long ass, like, nonstop party. I know I was there for several days, and it was just going down, and I'm sure it wasn't Slim Thug's actual house. I don't know. I've never seen it, but there were beer guns. And when I say beer guns, I'm not talking about like beer bongs or motherfuckers shooting water guns with beer in them. Like motherfuckers shooting cans of beer out of like the, like the little t-shirt guns and shit. Anyway, so like it was all kind of off the wall shit. There were fights. There was all just shenanigans. All type of stuff happened. I can't remember all the details, but I do remember right before I woke up, the beer gun was going off, and I caught 2 beers over some Mexican chick who looked somewhat like the Mexican chick from the conga line or whatever she was. Hispanic. I label you all Mexican. Don't be offended. 335 was the motherfucking deal. But the 2 beers I caught were a Bud Light Limerita and a Miller Lite. It would sound like Cartman. That's what I think about when you talk about now. God damn it. And a Miller Lite lime. I don't even know if Miller Lite makes a fucking lime beverage. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. But there's the whole majigger that went with that. Oh, y'all over there beefing and bullying for the sweets. Like, let me get some of this action in since it's going down. But that's why I say, that's why I really truly honestly feel that dreams are impacted by the experiences that you have, throughout the course of, your life, your day, your week. What's up, Wise? What's the motherfucking deal? So yeah, I had to get that up out of, I gave you power. Run them shit, son. Run them sweet, son. But back to fear, we're talking about how you have to change your, that was the intermission, my little story intermission. But you have to change your perspective on things and how you look at certain situations to change the outcome of those situations. Oh, okay. Well, if you want beef, I mean, if you really want beef, I'm trying to warn you. I already punked you for the sweets. But I mean, if you really want that work, get you some. But like I said, you have to change that perspective. And part of being able to change your perspective on things, though, is it's harder to do right in the moment. You know what I mean? You have to. Boy, I gave you power. He cheated. He brought a knife to the fight. He stabbed me. He shanked me. That's the only reason he won. But again, like I said, you have to practice changing your thoughts. You can't wait until the fear hits you. You can't wait until the moment hits you. Now, I mean, you can, but it'd be a lot easier if you take time to realize the things that you do fear beforehand, the things that concern you beforehand, the things that, you cheated. So you picked up a brick. That's what he did. He cheated. And work on those things, change the thoughts, change the outcome before it happens. So that way, when you do get into a situation, when you do fall into a situation that generally causes you fear, you've already changed that to excitement. You've already changed that to anticipation, because when you close certain doors, when you close opportunities for yourself, you never know what's on the other side of that opportunity. You never know what you're missing. And it's funny because, like I say, just an imaginary thing can stop you from having the best life that you ever could. Oh no, shit. I've my name has been revealed. Like I say, shit. Some folks have seen they've seen the tapes, back at the H. But my thing is that you have to embrace, you have to move forward no matter what. Otherwise, you stay stagnant. And I'm saying this simply because, like I said, I told y'all, I've had that experience where I've been kind of fighting myself, where I've had a little civil war myself, and I decided, hey, you know what? I win no matter what, but I want to choose the right side, but I win. And I move on, you know, because staying stagnant, again, like I said, there's been plenty of opportunities that I've missed. There's been plenty of situations that I've talked myself out of. And that was a white person name. See, that's what I'm saying. That's before I got into all that shit. That's why I say I'm able to, I was always able to get the good jobs because of, his name's not LaQuavius. Let's bring him in for an interview. And then, you know, your name is LaDunkachunk and all that other shit. They're like, who the fuck are you? But again, like I say, and I tell you, because I know some of you guys are on the younger end. I know some of you guys are in high school. Some of you guys younger, earlier, college age. Some of you maybe, you know, early to mid 20s. Some of y'all old like me. But I give you this. I try to say these things so, you know, so you can benefit from some of the experiences that I've had, you know, not to go through some of the same things that I've been through. And, you know, I mean, sometimes it's good to have or see or know someone who has had the experience. But I'm sure, you know, there's been things in your own lives that you have let limit you from moving forward, from maximizing your potential. And I'm just curious now, Baron, what is this, Red Bear like the pizza? Now my thing is, who is honest enough to admit a real fear that they've had? This is your first week, so you're a freshman this year. You're in your first week. It does, absolutely. It absolutely gets easier. There's nothing to fear. The only thing you have to fear is just homework. Bullshit ass teachers. You ain't got to worry about that. There's nothing else to fear. I remember like all through, and this is when I say, man, like, you know, people give teachers all these credit and all these props. But I remember shitty ass teachers when I was young. Motherfuckers, I remember a teacher telling one of the kids, you're going to end up with a knife in your ribs whenever you go to junior. Like, how can you tell a kid that type of shit? Like, I don't trust teachers for shit. I don't trust teachers for a shit. That's why I say I don't, I mean, I'm sure there's good teachers out there, but now claustrophobia, phobia and fears may be, it's a fear of something, but like, I don't know how to cure phobias. You have to go to you might have to go see a hypnotherapist. But that's what I say. It's some fucked up ass teachers out there. One, you know, the teachers fucked up because they fucking all the kids. And then, you know, you had motherfuckers who, again, not thinking that you're smart enough. That's a negative. You know, you may have to put in more work than certain people, or you may be comparing yourself to people who are maybe just above average, and you're looking at, well, how are they getting it, you know, and I'm not. They may be above average, or maybe you don't see the work that they're putting in behind the scenes, which is what a lot of people don't realize, because we talk about, you know, we crack jokes talking about Kenneth ass, and I tell him he better get on his grind because the Asian's going to outwork him. He ain't going to ever make the top 10 or 100 or whatever in his class. But honestly, it's not that Asians are smarter than everybody else. There's some dumbass Asians out there, but overall, their culture makes them work hard. Like, their parents push them to work harder. So when you put in the work, you're going to understand the process, and, you know, you're going to make it easier. Say rice gum is one of rice gum is rice gum is retarded, dog. You say, imagine for you can't pay for college, just find out they're hiding money from you. Man, you gotta look, man. Like, honestly, there's a lot of little scholarships. There's a lot of little grants. You just really have to search for them. And the thing is, you know, don't be one of them people, and I'm not saying that you are. Thing that kills me, especially with a lot of niggas, and, you know, when I talk about niggas, I talk about lower tier of every race, because everybody call everybody nigga now. You know, white people, I've seen Asians use, what's up, my nigga? My nigga. Don't be one of those people who fucking does all the shit just to get the grant money and then fucking leave school. Them motherfuckers are the worst, dog. Like, they'll brag about how they going to school and they signed up for class and doing all this only to get the fucking money just to spend it on some bullshit. Stress is real. Oh yeah, absolutely. You say, but the thing is, man, if you have it in your mind and in your heart that you want to go back to school and that you want to be educated, one, I would suggest that even though you may be sitting out currently, there's a lot of things that you can do to continue your education to prep you for when you do get back in school. I mean, you could be working on certain things now. If you know what it is you're going to have to take next, I'm not sure what school you go to, but I know a lot of schools offer opportunities to test out of certain classes. And oh man, look, don't have no tissue at the house. You in a bad situation. But what I'm saying is, like you say, financial opportunity, I'm not qualified for grants that I qualify. Oh, ain't that a bitch? But that's the thing too. You got to do your own research because financial aid people are stupid. People who work in the school system, I don't want to say all of them are stupid, but a lot of them, anything government related, so anything kind of public education, stupid. Because anybody who's involved, like I'm not saying anybody, but the majority of people who are involved in a government job, like they know that they have leverage and it's pretty damn hard to get fired. So these motherfuckers, oh, look, I don't even want to talk about UH. You know, I still owe them like a couple of bucks. I still owe UH a couple of bucks. You know, it is what it is. But yeah, they not. But I mean, that shit I know from my own experience. They're not the sharpest knives in the drawer. They're not the brightest Crayolas in the box. But what I would say is, take it while you're waiting to get back into school. Man, find some courses in line with what you're working on and try to find you some situations where you can test out of classes. Find you some situations where you ain't gonna have to sit a whole semester because you already have the knowledge and you can prove it and say, okay, you know, shit, find a fucking way, especially with it being early in school. Find somebody who taking a class you know you need. Find out what the coursework is. You know, have that shit. Yawn. Have that shit pre-prepared, man. You know what I mean? To and figure it out, man. I say go to CC if you can. It's cheaper than university. Yeah, man. Honestly, your first couple of years, you should start out in a community college. Like, shit, it's cheaper. The courses are more than likely going to transfer. And in the end, you're going to get the same degree when you transfer to a university as the motherfucker who spent all 4 years at the fucking university. It's going to have the same fucking name on it. You know what I mean? So that's definitely what you want to do. Yeah, study hall second hour. Look, can you get nap action? That's awful. For all those assignments, yeah, man, yeah. Especially if you're taking core class, hell yeah, go to a fucking community college, dog. Get that shit out the way, and then get that shit done for super cheap and be ready to roll. Nibba is just from the memes. I'm not sure what the Nibba memes mean. That sounds like a fucking rat, like a hungry rat that's like really hungry. Nibba, the hungry rat, like he's a nibbler or something like that. I don't know. But shit, here's my thing though. If you do have study hall, take advantage of that shit. Especially if you were like me, I used to like not do homework because I'm like, man, how y'all sending me work home? Y'all ain't doing this shit. Y'all ain't working at home. Goddamn, I don't want to do this shit. Like I used to never do homework, but it used to be that tests were like 70% of the grade and homework was like 30%. So I'd always ace my test. Like that was never an issue. Like that's super easy. So I just aced my shit and just fucking have a 70 for the fucking class because it was passing. Like I didn't give a fuck about homework. I didn't give a fuck about. I wasn't trying to be no fucking. I wasn't trying to have no fucking 4.0. I was just trying to get the fuck out of school because I didn't want to be there. Shit was boring as fuck. The shit was fucking stupid. Yeah, the education system in Texas is getting worse and worse by the year. I mean, the shit that they are. Visit those classes at U of H, man. That's some hoe ass shit. Tell people want to study hall to get the homework done because of my football. Oh yeah, that's what you didn't use it. Yeah, definitely use that study hall shit, man. Use that to your leverage. But like I say, if I'd had study, I probably would have done my homework then because I'm at school and I ain't got shit else to do. But hell no, fuck that. Like, I wasn't with doing homework. And I'm not telling y'all to do what I did, you know, because you're going to barely get by and need a fucking teacher to write off a bunch of fucking, oh, shit. Oh, I ain't got my help. I ain't get to hear it. I ain't have my, I'm going to bring it back because I ain't have my audios on. I appreciate that love, T'Challa. Thank you very mucho. Man, tax, shit. I'm old school, man. I used to have to take TOS tests. You understand me? TOS test. That's that old shit. Tax came in right when I was sliding up out of the situation. Yeah. The Texas Assessment of Academic Skills. I believe that's what it was. Don't let me lie to you. But I mean, that's the Texas education system right there. These motherfuckers teach you how to pass the fucking test for that year. And that's fucking it. That's fucking it. All right, T'Challa, well, good night. You have a good evening. I appreciate you following through, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. I appreciate the love. Get it a 90 in 7th grade. I was treated like I was gold. Shit. I remember, man, like I remember all that whole ass shit, dog. I'm telling y'all, man, about Wakanda Forever. I'm telling y'all, don't squander your opportunities, man. Because I remember that shit. I remember that was part of that Duke talent search shit where, like, it was, I can't remember if it was 7th or 8th grade where they fucking let you take the SAT and shit if you had, like, certain grades. I fucking did that shit. Like, all kind of off-the-wall shit I was in, but I didn't give a fuck about none of that shit. I didn't give a shit about none of it because I had these beliefs that were so skewed and fucking we took a constitution to, wow. Yeah, good luck with that. Like, I'm telling you, all that shit, I don't remember any of that shit now. I don't remember any of that, none of that shit. I remember, man, oh my God. I remember we had to do a state test. I remember the fucking teachers. Oh, I'm gonna have to find an old guest one day. Oh, okay. We had to take a state test, and like, man, I still don't know where all the states at. But the teacher forgot to take down the fucking map, and like my desk was right here. I was on the wall. The map was right here. She was old as hell. One time somebody put like some Xanax in her coffee and fucked that lady up. Somebody said that I threw something at her one day. I don't remember that. I might have. I used to do some off the wall shit. I've forgotten so much shit that I've done. Supposedly I threw something at her one day. I probably did. But so by the time she realized, like, I seen it and everybody was taking this, like, I looked around, everybody's heads down, they all in the fucking I'm looking at that bitch. I probably had like 2 or 3 states left, and she was like, oh, I left the map up. And then she took it down. Everybody like, oh shit, I ain't even see it. I'm like, yeah, me either. I ain't see that bitch either. Finished them last little couple of fucking states. Here you go. And that's a wrap, man. Y'all see what happened? They were teaching USC. Nah, I ain't see what happened. Used to Kush in class under a jacket. That's funny. What we got going on here? Oh, okay. Yes. What the hell is it? What was my phone just on? Like, there was something, I don't know what the fuck my phone was just on, but it looked like something was slaughtering a zebra or some shit. I wish I could pull that shit back up, but I guess it's over with. I gotta stop following certain people, man. Certain people just do not fit my idea. Like I say, I don't mind. It's not that I don't like them, but I hate a lot of ghetto shit, though. Like, I really do. You know what I'm saying? You can't embrace ghetto ass shit and want better. It just don't. Those two things don't go hand in hand. They took the Confederate statue down. But that's what happens with a lot of these colleges. A lot of these colleges get super liberal. You got these liberal professors teaching these liberal ideologies. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with knowing your history. But at the the same time, it's just like, come on, man, you gotta like break this shit down. You have to, you gotta chill. Like, getting overly emotional about some shit that ain't even shaking no more. Like, I'm not saying that it's not shaking. There's still shit that goes on, but liberal people tend to, and I'm not saying that right wing people don't, because they do too. It's like the extremities of both groups are emotional, dog. Like, moderate people are logical. They can have reasonable discussion with one another and say, hey, you know what? We're just going to have to agree to disagree. This is my lane. This is your lane. You know, this is what I'm pushing for. But you have these idiots in the far corners. You know what I'm saying? They decide, I guess they got to yell and do extreme shit to get fucking noticed. And it's just crazy. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to me. You know, the fucking... what was that? That wasn't Charlotte. Was it Charlottesville where the guys had all their little Donald Trump uniforms on? You know what I'm saying? While they out there marching, their fucking wives out there cheating on them and shit. Oh, that fucking idiot's gonna be gone all day. I'm gonna get some action. The fucking weirdos, the fucking, I don't know, like your Tiki squad, the Tiki guys. And then, like I said, you got the, whatever you call it, Antifa movement or whatever. I mean, but what happens is, you're trying to oppress somebody in the same fucking manner. You're trying to silence people. You're trying to hush opinions. And my thing is, let's have a conversation, you know. But the thing is that it's really honestly money behind a lot of this shit. A lot of these people don't have real morals to stand on. They're like, how are these people oppressed, yet they have money to travel all over the country to be a part of these movements? Like, these motherfuckers, who's funding this shit? You know what I'm saying? I'm oppressed because I'm broke and college is taking all my money. I can't do this. I can't even buy sandwiches. But yet somehow your ass and went from California to caught a flight to Charlottesville and got all this other shit. You know, just like all that other crazy stuff. I feel bad. There's good cops out there. So I'm not always going to be on the fuck all the police movement. Because I was actually talking to one of my homeboys about some shit that happened before. And honestly, motherfuckers could have easily, y'all could have never known, ever heard of Honcho. Like, honestly, if all cops were as bad as, even as bad as I've been saying half my life, fuck them all and all this other shit. My thing is this. I feel like, in the same sense, you signed up for it, you know what you signed up for. Just as, you know, hey, if you did this stuff, you know what they like. I look at them like they look at me. If I fuck off and do some stupid shit and I have to pay consequences for it, you signed up for that job. Nobody forced you to become a cop. So if you have to deal with that off the wall shit, then you got to motherfucking me. You deal with that. I mean, that's just kind of part of the job. I mean, you want to protect the peace. You're going to deal with the fringes of society, you know. Again, like I say, I don't have any hate. I don't hate anybody. Like I say, because, you know, I told y'all about hate. Hate is like you're drinking poison and hoping somebody else is going to die. You know what I'm saying? That's not my deal. Yeah, they do get a lot of shit. But again, they have the right. Nobody's forcing them to be in that. They have the ability to quit those jobs and go work anywhere else. They get a lot of benefits, too. They get a lot of just blind benefits. They get a lot of benefit of the doubt without, you know, in a lot of situations. So I'm not saying like it's all bad for them, but it's not all good for them. It's a tough job. Like, I have less love for like small town cops. I respect big city cops a bit more because they, you know, when you're dealing in the big city, you're dealing with real wild motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you dealing with motherfuckers, you pull over at a traffic stop, they're going to unload on your motherfucking ass. You know what I mean? Like, in a small town where you know everybody, went to high school with everybody, and you just picking on the town drunk or some shit, you know, and it ain't really that much drama. Those guys who are just looking to flex their muscles, I don't really care about them that much. But guys who actually go in the city, put in work and do shit, you know, they get more respect because you're dealing with more dangerous areas where actual real crime goes down. Like, I have more respect for that. And I'm not saying crime don't go. It's some bad small towns out there, and I give those people their credit. But I'm talking about, like, I don't know. I can't think of a place that just comes to mind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just so, it's like, when you come from, when you're policing a place where where there's like a rich ass neighborhood where just shit goes down. Like, I don't, wide nose having, they think they're the best dancers. But again, like I say, situations like that, man, you can't let you, again, like I said, I don't care about it. Like I say, I mean, they got a job to do. But for me to sit here and say a lawman's ever really done, like the best thing a lawman's ever done for me, like outside of that one situation that I could have been bamboozled. Like, I'm telling y'all, so like, that's why I say I don't hate them motherfuckers. Like, because most of the people sit there and hate, one is you got a lot of these feminists, socialists, especially black feminists, kill me more than anything. Like, I don't understand that shit. But the motherfuckers who do the most shit talking are the motherfuckers who have never had encounters with the police ever. They just see it happen. Like, what kills me is like people who sign up for other people's problems. So like, you see a nigga on TV getting beat up, or a black dude on TV getting beat up, and they're racist, but this motherfucker selling dope, got a pistol. Like, I'm not justifying it, man. Get your money, but you know the game. Like, when you play that game, you know the rules of the game. You know what you're doing and what choices you're making, and you know the outcome if you continue on. So if it's a situation where a nigga is about to fucking do some real damage, and the thing is, like, it could be niggas who done caught bodies and done all this other shit for whatever reason, you know, but there's a lot of niggas out there terrorizing neighborhoods and doing all this other shit. You have these fucking middle class college black people who've never been mad and up in arms about shit, but these are the same niggas that'll con you out everything you ever had in your motherfucking life and swindle you out your motherfucking socks. You know what I'm saying? That don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, niggas in the street, a nigga want to eat, a nigga's a predator, dog. Nigga gonna eat on any fucking body, and you will be a fucking victim. Like I say, I'm not knocking it. Been in that position. If you look like an easy come up, it's shit. You know, hey, sometimes you gotta eat. You gotta do what you gotta do. But at the same time, I'm not finna go fighting for nobody who understands the rules of the game. You know what I'm saying? Who understands it is what it is. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's a lot of prey. People who would easily be victims if they were to be really hanging out in these neighborhoods, but they want to be upset about that people are doing shit in. They would be prey strolling through these neighborhoods. Don't matter if they black, white, green, blue, or gray. Motherfuckers see you as a victim. You see you as a target. They gonna eat on you. But when something happens, they want to use it as just, well, they hate all, but they might. But that's a motherfucker who don't give a fuck about you. That's a motherfucker who would clean you up if they had the opportunity. Why are you, who is the person who is prey, trying to defend a predator? You know what I'm saying? Like, but they justify this shit because that's why I say, man, like, if I establish a real connection with you, I fuck with you. I take shit on an individual basis. I don't just sign up for nobody's fucking problem. Like, if I link up with you, we have conversations, we chop it up, we talk. Okay, hey man, I fuck with you, man. It is what it is. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're a killer. I don't care if you sell dope. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you for whatever reason it is that we cool. But I'm not finna sign up for some other nigga problems that I don't know, that I don't fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what his character is. I don't know what he about. Like, there's some motherfuckers out there, some dog ass niggas out there don't give a fuck about shit. They don't give a fuck about civil rights. They don't give a fuck about, you know what I'm saying, progressing as a culture. They don't give a fuck about nothing but themselves, but eating. But you got motherfuckers who want to fucking come and try to swoop down and save. These motherfuckers don't want to be saved. Like, come the fuck on, man. And that's the shit that irks me, and people don't realize this shit, you know. But again, I let people fall in for their own traps. They go in for their own. I mean, people hang themselves a lot of these times and then be sitting there looking stupid like, oh, I don't know, why me? You know, it is what it is. Like I say, I don't know. People, like I say, people like falling for off the wall shit. And again, if they like it, I fucking love it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because I'm not finna do it. You know, you can't sell me that shit. You know, like I say, I don't base nothing off no skin color. You know, now if I go to a place, yeah, it's more than likely that you're gonna gravitate towards somebody who looks like you. It's just natural. That's just kind of how it happens. If there's only a couple of people who look like you in a place, it's just natural that you gravitate towards them. But at the same time, that don't mean that we don't automatically be buddies, because like I say, I've seen motherfuckers who use that shit as leverage to try to get to pull one over your eyes. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be smart about every situation that you get in. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You just gotta fucking be cool. Like I say, that's why I say I had to learn the hard way. It's been people who I would have thought would be like, these are the type of people that call the police. Have looked out for me, have put me on the jobs, have helped me get in the position. Then this motherfuckers who I didn't came up with, been cool with, you know, this, that, and the third with, who just sit there and be like, you know, left me out to dry. Oh yeah, I got you. Don't hear nothing from them. Oh yeah, I got you. You know, leave you hanging and all kind of off the wall shit. And these can be motherfuckers you known for years, as opposed to motherfucker you know that you might have known for a couple of days, couple of months, and they look out. I mean, it's just every situation you have to take on an individual basis. Just because people live in the same proximity as you doesn't mean that these are the best people to have in your lives. That's another thing that people get bad. Like, well, I don't want to leave this because all my friends are here. Well, guess what? You may have better friends waiting for you elsewhere in another location. You may have better friends with better beliefs or more similar beliefs to you in another location. So that's something you have to consider. That's something you have to think about. Like, part of that is fear. There's a lot of people who have fears. They're afraid to leave their towns, or afraid to leave their neighborhoods because they're afraid of what's out there. Because one, they see this aggregated collection of information on the news. Oh, way in the corner of America, somebody got shot. Way down here, somebody got kicked in the ankle. Oh, the world's a dangerous place. I don't want to go anywhere. I'm going to stay here in my town, when people getting beat up every day and fucked over in your own little town. You know, it's perspective and a combination of a lot of other things. But, you know, you just really got to take a look, and you got to decide what's best for you. You got to use your own mind to make legitimate decisions that benefits you, that help you out in life. 1 second. But yeah, the world been dangerous since day one, man. You know, now everybody just has cameras to show it. I don't think it's any more dangerous now than it was, because again, shit, if you're a Bible believer, but I have questions, but if you're a Bible believer, you know, fucking Cain and Abel, these motherfuckers was brothers. You know what I mean? Like, own brother killed him out of jealousy, envy. So if your own brother do you bad, and you hear stories about families fucking each other over all the time. Like, so that's why I say I don't put a lot of stock in that shit. Is that how I even survive all the adversity I've been through? Oh man, I don't even look at it that bad. I've just been through a bunch of stupid shit. But I mean, it's people who've been through way worse than me. It's people who've been through way worse than I have. You know what I mean? And I'm still not where I want to be. Like I say, you know, it's people who've been through way worse, have been down worse than I have, and have succeeded to climb way higher than I am or may ever get to. Now, I don't want to say may ever, because I have plans to get into somewhere eventually, you know. But, you know, you just got to look at it like that. But, you know, it just is what it is. But I was telling y'all, honestly, you know, I said I was going to get to it later off in the stream, but why I didn't get any sauce today. And I tell y'all, you know, I take my relationships very personally, you know. When I get cool with people, like using the term friends is something that I'm very scarce with, because I don't use it often. I don't trust people a whole lot. I tell y'all that all the time. And like I said, I was going to do some sauce earlier, but I just didn't have the mojo. I didn't really think I was going to have the juice to do it then, but I guess, you know, kind of once we got started and got the conversation going, it was cool. Because today is, you know, my best friend's birthday. And, you know, when I tell you that passed several years back, and it's crazy because, you know, each year you would think, oh, it's been so long, you know, it gets a little bit easier, but it doesn't, man. Dude was such a cool dude. Dude was such a good dude, man. It's always like it was yesterday. And it's been fucking 9 years. That shit sounds crazy, man. It doesn't seem anything like that. And like I say, it just had me in a funk because where I stay, I pass by, you know, where he's buried at. Oh, well, today I did. Well, en route to do some things. And ended up passing by it twice. And like I say, just earlier, like I say, I was getting some things, you know, making a few little hardware upgrades and some stuff like that. And man, it just kind of wasn't like I was crying or nothing. It just had me kind of in my feels, but it was just like I was in this mood. It wasn't like a depression or anything. It was just kind of like a nothing. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, I had the shit in the bucket when I lived in Beaumont, dog. I'm telling you, shit, I'm down bad. Like you look at shit like that and you be happy about the things that you have, man. You know, you happy that you're happy that, hey, you know, I've been here, but then you know that if you ever had to get back in that position that you can survive that. There's some people who have been so used to living comfortable their whole lives. Like you hear stories, motherfuckers, executives lose their job, they wipe out their whole family, they jump out a window. Shit, here in America and Japan, because that's fear. They can't imagine living without all the things that they've had all their lives. They can't imagine living regularly, you know, like a normal person, having to work hard for not having anything I want anytime I want it. That's a crazy mind frame to be in. I don't ever want to get that bad. I always want to feel like shit, I can bounce back no matter what happens. Be like Dame Dash. But yeah, but that shit had me kind of fucked up a little bit earlier, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm just thinking about some stuff, just kind of in a certain way. So I really wasn't feeling super saucy today. So we'll definitely be back in the sauce tomorrow, and they're coming. But like I say, you know, it's look, I'm finna come with a whole line for the Kush Den. The Kush Den has so yep, shenanigans out of nowhere. There it is, out of nowhere, the shenanigans. And the funny thing about it, I was going to say that I was going to sit there and say that ever since they had their little maintenance the other day, I was going to say that, hey, you know what? Comcast hasn't been that bad since they had that scheduled maintenance the other night. Like, streams have been so-so. We hadn't had any issues. But then there it goes. But the thing about it, that shit just cut out of nowhere. Usually you can kind of see it acting janky and kind of acting funny. But that shit just kind of went out of nowhere. But yeah, that's pretty much the only thing. You got Xfinity. You got I know they said Verizon. I'm sure AT&T has some type of action. There's what's that one? Frontier is one I've been seeing a lot. Stuff like that. Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up and about to do the same because we've reached about an hour mark. I don't know about any mixer action. I'm probably getting my ass some rest tonight. But if I happen to randomly pop up on Mixer because I can't sleep, then y'all know what's happening. You know, because I'll be saying I ain't going to do some shit and then fuck around and do the shit. So there's that. But again, man, not that I know of. I mean, I don't know. It might be one out here. Frontier. Oh yeah, trust me. I had Frontier for a little while, and they are what they are. They are what we thought they were. But with that being said, my friends in the den, mi amigos, I'm gonna call it a wrap. Like I say, I'm not really expecting too much on the mixer side. I'll probably end up kind of studying a little bit of shit tonight and then call it a wrap. So I probably mixer probably won't be until the weekend if I do get on the thing, or if I do maybe some random midday mixer or something like that. I'm trying to get back better with the time. Yes, y'all ain't gotta go home, but shit, it's already motherfucking almost midnight. Y'all asses better be at home if y'all motherfuckers gotta go to school. Jay Dizzle, look, Jay Dizzle come sliding in right at the end. What's the motherfucking deal, Jay Dizzle? Hey, look, better late than never, man. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Hope all is well. And they sell Spectrum out of the Frontier Call Center. Wow. Man, I ain't even know Spectrum was they had that type of action in there. Ain't that a B? What you got? I gave you power. What do you? What is it? Why all y'all sliding in at the end? And why is the net starting to jankify? It started to act super janky now. Like I say, it's you look when motherfucker reach around that hour mark, it just start doing some weird shit. Phoenix, if that is your real name. This shit here acting crazy. I'm gonna see, but because I tried something different. No, I don't know the Muffin Man. I don't know the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man. Yeah, it's Muffin Man and Buffering Man. Wow, this shit is going. Wow. This shit is going. It's definitely going much faster than usual, but it's dropping a shit ton of frames. Now it's back all right, somewhat. Man, it was fucking going crazy. Like it was going about twice the normal speed, but it was fucking dropping a shit ton of frames. It's putting out a bunch of data. Yeah, YouTube trying to fuck me off. They definitely want me out of here. They know what's going on. But Phoenix, J Dizzle, like I say, better late than never to the party. Good to see y'all. I don't know the Muffin Man, and I'm finna call it a wrap. Yeah, before it gets all even more fucked up. But I appreciate y'all. Again, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all don't have to go home. Y'all better be at home. Take y'all asses to bed. All that good shit. It's midnight. Only thing out at midnight is dope fiends and Jack in the Box. Neither one of those things are good for you. Shit, they already got me locked in that goddamn triple. That's the fucked up thing about it. That's the whole ass shit about it. Already in the triple play. Look, I need to call that what's that shit? That bill advisor shit. They would let them swap it up and fix the shit. But y'all ain't gotta go home, man. Don't go to Taco Bell. I might go to Taco Bell, but y'all can't go to Taco Bell. Don't go to Jack in the Box either. But that being said, y'all get y'all asses up out of here. Good night.